purchasing a TV with a 90 days same as cash deal from Roberts TV. That's a local TV place in town. This means that at the end of 90 days, if Ian has paid off the cost of the TV, he won't owe any interest. But if he doesn't pay off the TV, he'll owe simple interest for the original purchase amount calculated over the entire 90 days. So you think if you're doing 90 days same as cash, that at the end of the 90 days, then they start charging you interest, but that's not true. If you don't pay off the amount by the end of the 90 days, they charge you interest from the day you bought the sofa. That's not just Roberts TV, that's anywhere that does 90 days same as cash. So be careful about that. If you're trying to get away without paying any interest, make sure that you pay it off within the 90 days and don't wait until after the 90th day, because then they will charge you interest from the day you got the sofa or whatever you're buying. Okay, if the TV costs $26.50 including taxes and Roberts TV charges 21.99% interest, how much would Ian owe on the 91st day if he made no payments at all during the 90-day period? So we have $2,650. We're going to do simple interest, and I know that because it says right here, he owes simple interest for the original purchase amount calculated over the entire 90 days. So he will have total, so I'm just writing out my formula. The total equals the present value times 1 plus RT, and then I will plug my values in. So the total equals, the present value is the $26.50. And then I have 1 plus, my rate is 0.2199. I got that by taking 21.99, moving my decimal 2 places to the left, and then multiply by the time. And the time here is going to be 90 days, but I have to look at it as how much of a year it is. So remember, the interest rates are generally stated for a full year. So if I have 90 days, that's 90 out of 365. So I need to write that as a fraction. I have 90 parts out of 365 total days, and that gives me the fraction of time that we're talking about for this interest period. And then I just need to start doing some things on my calculator. Starting here, I think I'll just divide this, 90 divided by 365, and then multiply by the 21.99, and then add the 1, because multiply and divide come before addition, and things in parentheses, I mean, generally you can do them first. So 90 divided by 365, and then times the 21.99, and then plus the 1, and then finally this multiply here on the end. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can do this on your calculator without having to write any numbers down, although I will write some down so that you can compare. But I want you to be able to keep all the values on your calculator, because sometimes when you do a division, you get a lot of decimal places, and we don't want to lose any of them, or we'll come out to a different number of pennies, sometimes even $1 or more off. So watch how I do this. Start with 90 divided by 365. And you can see I have a lot of decimal places there. And then I just want to multiply by, here I can either put it in as 21.99 with the percent sign, or I can put 0.2199, which I'm going to do. And then do an equals. And then I'll just write down what we have so far, 26.50, 1 plus 0.05422. And here's what I do on my paper. I just put ... meaning there are a lot more digits, but I'm leaving them on the calculator, and I will continue to use them in the problem. All that in a ... So the 0.0522, 0.05422, etc. is still sitting on my calculator, as you can see, and I'm just going to add 1 to it. So it's sitting there. I just say plus 1, and see how it puts answer on my display, and then equals. Now I expected this. It has 1.0, 1.05422 ... I'm still going to keep that ... on there, and then the last thing I have to do is multiply by that 2650. So I just put times, And again, it's showing answer 2650 equals. And that's my final value. Now, finally, at the very, very, very last step, I will round it, but not before the last instant here. 2793.6. I have 0.68. The next digit is an 8, so I definitely have to bump that up to 0.69. And this is money. That's how I knew to round to 2 decimal places. And my answer is going to be Ian. Ian will owe 2793.69 on the 91st day. Now, there is another way that you can think about this, and that is 90 days is about 3 months, and 3 months is 1/4 of a year. So you can think about it one other way, and I want to show you this because the book does it this way. So if you look in the book, you'll see it done differently, and I don't want you to think she doesn't know what she's talking about. It just depends how you calculate it. So if you want to do 90 days is about 3 months, and so then we're looking at 3 out of 12, which reduces to 1/4 for our time. So our t is going to be 1/4. And it's the same formula then. We'll just do 2650, 1 plus, I'll do it with the percent this time, plus 21.99% times the 1/4, or you could just put it in as 0.25. So 1/4 is the same thing as 0.25. So let's try that out on the calculator. So again, working inside my parentheses, I want to do this multiplication first. So 21.99% times 0.25. So there I have my interest rate times my time, and I get that 0.054975, and you can see it's a little bit different than what I got using the 90 out of 360. And then add 1 to that, and so now I have 1.054975. And it's nice to use the 0.25 because you don't get as many decimal places, but either way we can work it the same way. So now I finally have to multiply by 2650, and my ending result 2795.68. The next digit you can see is a 3, so that will not change my 8. So it stays as 0.68 or 68 cents. And so in this scenario, Ian will owe $2,795.68 if he waits until the 91st day.